Puan, lot ini bos kami dah beli. Dia tak kasih buat aktiviti kat sini tau.
Apa pun tak nak.
Cik!
Cepat! Sekarang ni tempat bisnes aku. Bukan tempat untuk kamu semua main-main. Faham? Aku dengar kamu orang tak letak dokumen yang lengkap. Hah, tak tahu datang dari mana. Kalau mau belajar, kamu pergi cari tempat lain. Diamlah. Jangan buat bising. Customer aku sudah komplain.
Saya faham Cikgu Siti. Tapi budak ni tak ada sijil lahir, tak ada dokumen.
Tak bagi budak-budak ni pergi sekolah kan? Tak apa. Biar aku je yang dekatkan sekolah dengan diorang.
Boleh tak saya tukar apple ni dengan buku tu?
Yang ni? Boleh je. Nah. Tak apa, awak simpan je apple tu, okey?
Betul ke?
Betul.
Terima kasih, Kak.
Okay, so A untuk?
Apple.
B untuk?
Ball.
C untuk?
Cat.
Walaupun dia tak ada dokumen, Cik, dia tetap ada masa depan.
Peraturan tetap peraturan.
Kalau dah tak ada jalan lain, Cik, memang masa depan budak-budak ni tertutup selamanya, Cik. Budak-budak ni tak minta kemewahan. Diorang cuma minta peluang. Kalau maksud sebenar raya adalah untuk buka pintu dan hati, inilah masanya tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Untuk kita buka pintu untuk mereka ni semua.
Bos, stok kita terbakar sebab ada orang buang rokok. Kita kena cari tempat lain.
Mr. Lim, saya nak jemput awak ke rumah terbuka hari raya nanti.
Bukankah itu maksud sebenar raya?
Pergi! Pergi!
Dulu aku fikir sekolah untuk yang ada. Cikgu ajar ilmu untuk semua. Walau datang tanpa nama, di sini kami semua diterima.
Haji, bye-bye, bye-bye. Tempat ini tempat ini nama orang pakai je. Tapi jangan bising sangat.
Cikgu nak awak ingat satu pesan cikgu, okey? Ilmu yang kita ada, kita kena kongsikan dengan semua.
Tahun depan boleh tak saya ajar budak baru?
Boleh.
Terima kasih, cikgu.
my kids in chocolate to become the future leader. They can be proud of themselves telling that I'm the street children that came out from Buku Jalan Chocolate. And I'm here to change humanity. I'm here to change how people live. Okay, done.
Hey, all right. Morning, everyone. Looking at the Hang Seng Index, it remains below the 20 days moving average. And based on the past 2 weeks price action, Hang Seng's is still within the downtrend fashions. So we set our stop loss at this 26,600 point level. We keep a bearish bias on the Hang Seng Index. Meanwhile, crude oil had a very volatile week. However, we set our stop loss on the $75 per barrel, and with a bullish bias on the crude oil. In the event that it breaks above 92, right, it should resume the upside movement toward $100 per barrel. As for the gold, we still keep a bullish bias, and you can see that gold still trading above the 20 days moving average, despite yesterday, right, gold have a mild profit taking. It's still above their 5,000 US dollar, and our stop loss for the gold will be at 4,008, which is this level near the bearish Marubuzu in the end of the January. As for the E-mini futures, we still keep a bearish bias after there was a bearish breakout last Thursday. Now it went below the 49,000 point level. So we have a bearish bias on the US Dow Jones, which is the E-mini, and we set our stop loss at the 49,000 point level. Now, meanwhile, the FKLI we also have a bearish bias, but we have a stop loss at 1685. Now, meanwhile, we are bullish on the movement on the FTPO. Yesterday, FTPO managed to bounce off the 4,004, right? Overall, the trend remains favors on the upside. Despite that, we keep our stock at a 4,002 level. Now, a few stocks I just want to highlight to you. Now, firstly, I think that the sentiment has become calmer after the crude oil have pulled back from the $100 per barrel, right? One thing that this week, next week, there are a few banks that are going to have extra dividend, especially like Maybank is going to extra dividend today, right? But based on yesterday price action, right, and also past 1 week price actions, you can see that the Maybank resistance is at 11 ringgit 90 cents. So the dividend is going to pay out about 30 cents. So after the market open, right, if you minus 30 cents from 11.30, right, it will be about 11.60. So if later on Maybank could break past 11.60 cents, right, it should have about 2 weeks high, right? Then on Maybank should resume on the upside towards 12.40 or 12.10 level. Meanwhile, last 2 days, we can see that the interests are still very strong on the oil and gas counter, especially Heng Yuan and Hibiscus. So for Heng Yuan, right, the support level will be at 1 ringgit 30 cents, right? I can see that Heng Yuan, based on the price volume profile, 1 ringgit and 60 cents over here, This level is where the most volume is traded. So a bullish break on a 1 ringgit and 60 cents definitely will leave Heng Yuan towards 172 and followed by 1 ringgit and 95, right? And as for the hibiscus, it bounced off the 2 ringgit level as of yesterday. Right now, almost testing a 2 ringgit and 20 cents. So a bullish breakout will send hibiscus towards 240 and followed by a 260 higher level. Now, overall for hibiscus, I think that the support level should be at the 1 ringgit and 85, which is the first day on the gap up just 2 weeks ago. Now, another counter, which I think most of you have did not watch, which is the KPJ healthcare. Now, for KPJ healthcare, if you look at the our healthcare sector analyst Edidu, right? He remains a bullish overweight on the healthcare sector, and right now the top picks have shifted from IHH to be the KPJ. And so looking at the KPJ, there was a bullish breakout 2 days ago, and right now KBJ heading towards 3 ringgit 48 cents and followed by 3 ringgit and 60 cents, right? Downside support should be somewhere about at 3 ringgit. So I think healthcare sector is one of the sectors that garner a lot of attentions in March, right? And we should continue to follow on the momentum since the interest is strong right now. As for trading stocks, firstly, we look at Secom MSC, right? Pending breakout on the 1 ringgit and 50 cents. R1 is 1 ringgit 60 and followed by R2, 1 ringgit 70. Support is 1 ringgit and 40 cents. And then on Delium have climbed, so eyeing to break past 1 ringgit and 30 cents. So a breakout should open door towards 1 ringgit 35 and followed by 1 ringgit and 40. And downside support is 1 ringgit and 25. So we have Secom pending breakout and also a Delium pending breakout. So I stop here and pass on to Adam. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we have a construction sector results wrap up, and during the recent quarter, there were 5 companies that met expectations, 4 exceeded expectations, and another 2 were below our estimates. So the key outperformers were Suncon and Kejaya Prospect, and in terms of value of work done, construction work done, it has reached another high in the 4th quarter of 2025 at 46.4 billion ringgit. So in terms of the DC space, we still think that it is active, given that Tenaga Nasional Berhad has about 1.2 gigawatts worth of electricity supply agreements or ESAs, which translates to about 850 megawatts of DC capacity, which then would potentially provide about up to 17 billion worth of potential construction value for contractors to eye for. And for the infrastructure side of things, we've of course got the segment 2 and segment 3 of Penang LRT, which combined would be about 10 to 11 billion ringgit worth of potential construction value. And not to forget, we've got the Johor Autonomous Rapid Transit, which is worth about 6 to 7 billion ringgit. And the impact of the recent conflict, for contractors would likely be in terms of transportation costs and basic material costs, whereby cement, ready-mix concrete, and fuel collectively make up about 25% of a contractor's cost structure in general. So a 10% increase in this said raw materials and fuel would likely lead to a potential reduction in margins by 0.3 to 0.5 percentage points. So all in, we still remain overweight on the sector, particularly due to the DC factor. So our key topics continue to be Gamuda, Kejaya Prospect, and Sunway Construction. So that's all from me. I'll pass on the floor to the next speaker. Thank you.
Hello. Yep. Morning. Thank you. Thank you, Adam. So let me just move on to Bermaz results preview. Yeah. So okay. We are upgrading the stock to a buy from a neutral with a higher TP of 95 cent from 64 cent. Yep. So quickly on the preview, Bermaz will release its Tech Q FY26 results this evening. and we expect core PATAMI to come in 10 to 50% stronger Q. And we think this quarter will signal a recovery phase for the company. Yeah. Okay. So we few reasons for the upgrade. Firstly, is the fact that Mazda volumes if, are improving, and then so starting with Mazda 3, I think overall FY27 will signal an earnings inflection year for the company. Mazda 3 bookings have been doing really well. It has received about 1,500 to 2,000 units per month, and the delivery is also about 300 to 500 units. So if this order backlog maintains, we could see potentially Mazda principal to allocate more Mazda 3 cars to Bermaz. Yeah. So and then there's also the new CBU CX5. Sorry, the facelift CBU CX5 that will be launched in July this year, which also supports the volume going into FY27. We think this CBU CX5 will be quite material to the sales contribution in FY25. Bermaz, the CBU CX5 accounted for about 40% of Mazda volumes. So that's the first reason the recovery of the Mazda sales volume. Secondly is the Kia exit. Recall that Bermaz has announced the exit of Kia distributorship effective 1st Jan of 2026. So we expect the full year's benefit savings to come in from FY27 onwards. We note that Kia has been loss making for the past few quarters. So as an example or as a guideline to gauge the impact of this Kia exit, in FY25 at the distributor level for Kia, Bermaz recorded a loss of about 7.6 million in FY25. So if we assume largely the same kind of range, then it should translate to about 7 to 8% of our FY27 earnings, which of course will benefit a bit or two. Thirdly, is the stronger ringgit. So as I mentioned earlier, we expect the volume to be carried to be driven by Mazda 3 and also the CBU CX5, which are both CBU. So stronger ringgit will translate to better margins for Bermaz overall. Yep. So stronger ringgit can be seen that the impact of stronger ringgit can be translated via two ways. The first is at the distributor level, meaning lower CBU procurement costs. And then secondly, at the associates level, which is at the Mazda Malaysia. So based on our analysis, every 1% up in ringgit will increase Bermaz earnings by about 3 to 4%, assuming this is fully unhedged. And on the associates level, every 1% increase in ringgit will also lead to a 1% increase in Bermaz Auto's earnings. So lastly, on the valuation basis, we now peg our valuation year to 8 times CY 2027 from 7 times, and we think this is justified given the robust earnings growth of about 66% year on year in FY27, and so this signals an earnings inflation back to the historical levels of more than 100 million. Yeah, so that is all from me. Thank you so much and happy trading. Bye bye.